Hello, hello! Welcome back! We're on... Technically this is for day 27, because I was busy doing some studies and modding earlier, which counts as my hour for yesterday, but I also wanted to get an hour in, just to keep things regular and whatnot. I didn't do my stream earlier. Still plan to have one later today, at some point in time. So consider this my hour for yesterday. At least officially on streaming wise. So we're back with our little function here. I just want to set something up quickly before we begin, so just bear with me. Let me think about 4. There we go, that should be fine. Cool, so we're back. So I was working with a function last night. I'm gonna check it out some other time. But for now, I think I'm gonna work on refactoring this function. Let's get user value. What if I have a function called get user values, and then in that we set all our constants because if we set it inside of there, how are we going to access it? Because we would need user day. I was thinking earlier, what if I turned it into an object? Because then we can access it at any point in time. Maybe we should do that. Should be a constant, shouldn't it? We should do user values, I guess. And then we can do the first one should be user day. Can it be like empty? Because then I should be able to do just see what the output is. That's an object. Should we save it as undefined, maybe? I wonder if there's a better way of doing this. User date is going to be undefined. We're also going to have user progress. That's going to be a string. User hours. User minutes. User thoughts. User URL title. We can make that a prototype, I guess. User values and then just do this dot user. I think that would be the easiest way to do it. We could rewrite this by doing class user constructor, and then we're going to take in day, date, progress, hours, minutes, thoughts, title, and URL. It should be in that order. Day, date, hours, minutes, progress. And then if I change it as well here, no, actually it can be that way. Not a problem. Day, date, progress, hours, minutes, thoughts, title, URL. That's going to be the constructor. Then we're going to need to do this a whole lot of times. This dot. I wish I would do it for each one. There must be a quick way, isn't there? This dot day equal to day. This dot date equal to date. This dot progress equal to progress. This dot hours equal to hours. This dot minutes equal to minutes. This dot thoughts equal to thoughts. This dot title equal to title. And finally, this dot URL equal to URL. There we go. That's going to give us that at least. I think it's better than user values. Way better. And then you would do something like current user equal to new user, and then we would have to pass in everything. So document.getElement by ID, etc. Christopher, hey, how's it going? You're on quite late. Then again, I started quite late, then I... Do you think I should rename my variables? Instead of saying day, date, progress, should I add a UN? So it's uday, udate, and the U is user. You think that's better? The class has already named user. Oh, right. So user day. Okay. So I did it good this way. What about the fact that the variables are the same? Same. The parameters and the objects variables are going to be the same. So this dot day is going to be day, and it's going to have a day. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? It's day and day, date and date. That's fine. That's not an issue. Huh? I decided I wanted to go with object just so that I can also learn and play around with that. Get my knowledge going. So if we call current user, we get date, day. Cool. I want to store all of the user's info. Because then if I need to reuse it, we can refer to it. And I'm glad you're here, because you can give me some helpful hints. Okay, so we're going to do that. Now we've got to figure out a neat way to get all of this information. That's the class, so I can't do anything on the class. But how do I get the variables? Because currently what I'm doing is document.getElementById, element ID value. Yeah, the whole evening I was wondering where you sorry. I'm sure a lot of people were also wondering. I didn't break my streak at least. I was really worried for that. I was busy modding. There was a lot of config and stuff I had to do. It kind of counts in Java. This is funny, in Java for Minecraft. My bestie's game, I wanted to like surprise her, so I've been like spending hours. I think I spent a total of 25 hours in the last few days. Configuring, getting it up and running, getting the local server working, getting plugins to work with each other, and I spent about 5 hours today doing that. And I was like, kind of wanted to start at 11, so it's before the next day, but I was like, well, I got my hour in at least, so not worried. And I'm kind of just doing this for continuity, so I can at least put something in for day 27 with the stream, you know. But I missed it. Tomorrow I'll be back. Like usual normal early time. But let's see, what's the easiest way? No, so you coded your own Minecraft mod? Yeah, I had to. So basically I took a lot of different mods that exist, and then I needed to add compatibility between all of them and add some extra things to work with shaders and with the settings, because normally like Minecraft is shit if you just have a shader in there. It's awful. Then all the textures, I had to resample them and make sure that they're all working fine, because initially they were at 512 pixels, which was a bit too big because the way the chunk loading works, it's like insane. It loads like thousands of blocks at about distance 12, so I had to optimize all of those. And I needed to do normal mapping and specular, so I can get parallax working with that. So there's parallax textures. There's just a lot of like maintenance, I guess, getting it all to work, because a lot of mods don't work together for whatever reason. Their settings clash, they override each other, so I had to kind of tweak all of that for it to work. And like, it's so nice to be able to see it. Initially I started with 60 frames and that was good, but once I added everything, I got the optimization around 40 frames, considering it's like realistic textures. So it's photorealistic with shaders. And also there's about 20 different mods, and getting about 40 frames, I would consider that good, considering before she got like 15-20 frames. So it's not 60 frames, but I mean, hey, it works. So do you have kind of a mod pack? I guess you could call it that. What I did a long time ago is I took 4 or 5 different mods, and I individually went through each one, and I picked the best out of all of them. So the best blocks, the best terrain, the best this, the best that. So I just mixed and matched, I guess. And then I had some of my own Skyrim textures that I realized, hey, in DDS format you can export that, and you can use that, because it uses the exact same format. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I kind of just integrated that. So it's really cool now. It looks really awesome, looks really real. And I mean, considering Minecraft is a blocky game. And let me see if I can get a screenshot quick, hold on. Reminds me that I wanted to look at the Sky Factory 4. Okay. I've never been big into those like types of mods, complete overhauls. I've always tried to do the vanilla stuff, but I added some cool things like combat tweaks, health scaling. There was this really cool mod that lets you scale your health based on your level, and then also damage scaling. So the higher your level and the higher your threat, the more damage the mobs do and the more health they have. So like standard mobs only have like what, 10-20 health in Minecraft. I was going around testing, and like at a difficulty of 70, the mobs had like 60-70 health. I was like, yo, like imagine, they're actually worthy of fighting. You can't really cheese them. And they also get bonuses, so this one zombie could like literally chase me around and keep up with me, which was crazy. So I think she's gonna have a lot of fun. It makes it way more dynamic, because Minecraft's pretty much static, and you know you could just stand behind something and just keep hitting them and they can't damage you. So that changes everything now. And the further she goes from where she spawns, the higher the danger is, and that's a multiplier for the mobs, their health and their damage. So if she goes like let's say 10-20 chunks away, the difficulty will be at, let's say, 100, which is like almost a 2 times multiplier, something like that. I can't remember the exacts because I had to like play around and tweak with the settings for hours, but I got it working. Here's a link quickly I could show you. That's from Discord. This is the sky. I'm sure you know what Minecraft looks like, so be able to do something like this. This is a sky currently in the game with a HD moon. And then this was one that I took. Also overview of the sky. And then there was this one. So you can tell it's a little bit different to the normal Minecraft. So that's where all my time went. Looks nice, but I don't generally like photorealistic modes. Yeah, no, I agree. I played Minecraft like sick for 5 years, and I think after you've like, you know, the ins and the outs and you've done everything, then I guess it's a nice change. And honestly, ever since I've got this texture pack and shaders going, I could never go back. I mean, Minecraft is fun and all, but it's just, I guess I've always liked a bit of realism, and it works. Like Minecraft like that actually works. Like the water being realistic like it is, I don't know if you can really see it in one of the images, but I mean, it adds a whole new depth. Like even if it's just that, and it still blends in relatively well. It still plays. I mean, it's still Minecraft. The physics are still Minecraft. And it's still blocks. They're just prettier blocks, if that makes sense. I don't know Sky Factory. I might have heard about it. I know there's a lot of sky things. There's that Sky Battle or whatever it's called, where you have to build on this little island and everything that you need is contained on the island. I'll have to look at it. Like I said, I've never actually played with mods that changed the game. I've always liked the realism afterwards, and then for me it was always just adding extra things like quests and stuff. So I have to look at that, because I know there's crazy things like Botania and I don't know, like Thermitage or something, like all those big things. But I guess I've always avoided that, because if you remove the mod then your game becomes unstable because of all the extra blocks that are added. So anything that you relied on will just kind of will cease to work. And I think with the updates, because obviously the developers of the mods have to update for that game version. So if they don't, you're kind of stuck in an old Minecraft version. So this was actually really cool. I set her up on version 1.12.2, which hopefully she checks out. Version 1.12, that's the latest update, the World of Color update. It added a lot. But that's the other issue. Getting mods, like several mods that you enjoy, all working on the same version. So I had to do a lot of custom updating just to get them to work. And I don't feel like going back anytime soon. I'm done now, I'm spent. So let's continue working on this. Christopherus, what is the easiest way that I can get the variables from the page? I want to completely refactor this. I know I don't have to, but I'd rather do this the right way, like I did with the CSS, so that I can learn to do it in the future. Otherwise I'm going to keep writing code like this, where it's just going to be an absolute nightmare. Jeez, look at this. So that's like 100 lines of code. How can we get the variables easily? We created a new object. We need to call document.getElementById for each value, and we need to assign it to this. Should we make we need a function. Use jQuery. No jQuery. No! Away with your black magic. We'll get there one day. I see your jQuery and I raise you one TypeScript. We can't dynamically do this, can we? This.url equal to document.getElementById, and then yeah, we would be passing way too many parameters. What if we had an array? Hold on. What if we had an array of the classes? I think I'm onto something. Then we loop through the array. That's going to be the neatest, right? So if we make a new array, what do we call it? User values. It shouldn't be user values, should it? It doesn't really contain values. Although technically it could. It's the classes. That's what it's going to contain. We need a new function. Yeah, this dot value equal to get user value. Oh, and we can have day. When we pass day in, it's the class. Right? So if I go new user, input day, then this dot day is get user value day. Something like that, right? Let's see if that works. Because then we can go console.log current user. Sorry, not current user. What did I... Wait, is a current user? Equal to new user. Why is day? It's not. Where's my words? Today, I can't word today. It did something. The reason I'm saying this is because normally it will be undefined. Get user Return document.getElement by ID, element ID, dot value. Oh, because it's empty, that's why. Don't worry, it's working, it's just us. There you go, 23. 25. 27. How's it working each time? Oh, never mind. Losing my mind. Oh, it's empty now. But if I click format... Did you see that cool little scrolling thing I added? By the way, that's new. Nice and slow, I gotta still figure it out. But it's still not working. Days empty. I think I know why. We need to call... When you click the button, when do we create the new user? Do we create it the moment that the page is loaded? Right? So we create the new user when the page is loaded, but then on the format button function, that is where we're going to have to pass... Oh no. So it's going to have to be inside the format function button, right? Equal to new user. But what happens every time I click the button? I can't create the new user multiple times, can it? So current user is not defined because it's not created yet, but then when we click the button, it's going to get created. Except not. Why? Current user equal to new user. Oh, I didn't pass anything into it. Input day. There. So we have nothing. We click format. We still have nothing. What the hell? Current user equal to new user input day. This.day equal to get user value day. Day is passed. So what is the issue? Christopher, can you see any issues here? Because of block scope, you can't read it on the console, I guess. Oh, I get what you mean. Okay, so then... Check this new add-on I added. All I need to do is select the variable. Go control... Control Shift L. And it gives me the log for it. How cool is that? So anything. So we got 25 in there. We go format. There we go. Current user. Day 25. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Block scope's gonna trip me up. So if I want to access that value, I'm gonna need a getter and a setter, aren't I? Oh. So let's try and remember how that works before. It's a get and a set, right? So how do I make it return day if I call it? So if I say current user.day, it needs to return the day. Do I define that on the constructor? Let's say I want to do oh, Christopherus, I'm lost now. I know the format is like this. Like the property dot, oh no, sorry. The object dot property equal to function, right? Return this dot property. That's how I do it. That's how you create a method, but now I'm confused because this is a constructor. So what's the best way to do this? Oh wait, do I not even have to do it, you say? I just call it as is. So what was I thinking of? So how will the get and set, the getters and setters help us in this case? Use getters and setters when you want to process something. We might have to set again, because what if the user updates the values on the form? How do we handle that? Because we created an object with the static values. What if the user changes the value and hits format again? What then? Because each time we call format, it's going to try and create a new user, right? But what happens if the user already exists? What then? Try it. Whoa, did you know that was going to happen? Or were you just having me try? How does that work? Because I thought we were creating new user. If it already exists, does it just change the values, or how does it work? The user exists only in the block scope of the function? Oh, you mean by the time you call it again, the user didn't exist at all. So the life is literally... Ah. But if it didn't exist that way, we'd run into errors, right? Can we rely on the garbage collection? Because here, where I am, you can't. Is there a better way to do this? Or is this okay? Input day. Yeah, you can rely on it. Okay. It's gonna be a very long call, isn't it? And we have to change all of these. So we have the date, we have the day, we have the hours, we have the minutes, the progress, the thoughts. That's good so far. Now how do we handle So I'm going to change get user value to get ID value. And I'm going to create a new function called get class values, because it's gonna be an array. And then you just do document.getElements by class name. I wonder if we should return it as an array. What's this actually going to do, I wonder? That's not going to work. We need to return the object, not the value. I wonder if we should convert it into an array. I think that's going to be the best thing. Class array equal to... Is there any way that we can turn this into one line? What I'm doing now. Because I'm returning class array. Can I not return array.from? Wait, can I actually do that? Or is it better to do the top one? Can I do return array.from? I think it should work, right? Yeah. So then we get class values. Get ID value. That tells you you're gonna get a single. And get class values. You're gonna get an array. Anything you can assign, you can also return. Okay, that's good to keep in mind. Because then title is gonna be get class values. Title. And URL. How nice is this? Like, we're really making this nice, aren't we? And then it's input link title and input link URL. I wish there was a thing that automatically sets the line length. I'm sure there's a setting. I think I have Prettier installed, don't I? Do I have Prettier? Tell me I have Beautify, don't I? Apparently I should be using Prettier. Man, that's complicated. I think I have Prettier installed. Huh, hold on. Actually, it might be easier than I thought it would be. Why are you taking so long? There you go. Now can I change... format... Prettier. Uh-oh. ESLint is gonna freak out now, isn't it? You can call it like this? What the hell? Oh yeah, here it's freak out. Wait, it's not freak out. Oh, I see what's happening. Now I have to go to settings. Prettier. Avoid. There we go. ESLint integration. Use single quotes. Ah, Babylon. Cool. If I save now, would that work? I think it did. Not doing that. Oh, okay, I see what it did now. So, Christophers, would you write, if you're passing parameters, would you write them all on a new line like it's doing now? Don't know how I feel about that. Just trying to see what it changed. Let's see if I don't do that. Then it clashes. Interesting, I put them all on the same line. And if I don't have that... Nice, okay. As I said, I don't see any benefits in passing this variable. Okay, but regardless of that, I'm saying, would you split them on a new line, like it's doing? The only downside to this is then, does that mean we take no parameters, right? Or can I leave it there in case you wanted to pass parameters? Or do I just completely remove it? Normally you don't want to hard code, but since we're not going to be reusing this, I don't think we will, right? So in this case it's fine to hard code. So I'm guessing we can't leave these in, can we? I mean, it's not going to do anything. It just means we could pass them in. But it's not going to take them anyway, so there's no point, right? Just remove it. Is this not gonna like shorten? Is it not gonna short the line? It's not gonna shorten this line. God damn it. I thought it's gonna shorten the line. I thought that was the whole point of this thing is... Why does... Oh, I guess there's nothing you can really do about that, can you? I'm sure if it was variables. There you go. Okay. So in that case it's just going to do a new line. Unless it's short enough that I can fit on a single line, maybe? Yeah, there you go. Okay. Now we know it works. Christopher's? Like I said, I can remove those parameters, right? I don't need them anymore. And then I just call new user, just like that, without anything. We could take this a step further. Or do I leave my for each in here? Because what I'm thinking is I could do a for each inside of that constructor, this.url equal to for each But I don't know if we want to separate that logic or what. It's outside of it. Like that. So for each array element, how do we chain the filter? So we get the array element. Wait, can't I just do filter? Christopher, do you see what I want to do here? I want to set this .title to have the value. So this .title is an array. It might have this element 1, element. What is going? Why am I? You see what I'm doing here, right? So I want to have it basically give me .value for every single item in this array, and that's what the array should have. The array currently has a list of items. Is that possible in an assignment? Because if I return from this for each .value, it's not going to save it in that array, is it? So is that even possible? Use map. Okay, instead of for each. So dot map. Array element dot value. So that's all I need. That would be cool if that works. The title is blank. Oh nice, that actually works. So if I go test, hey, we get test, Christopher's. Test Chris. Look at that. We get Test and Chris. Do you see what we've done? Before we were storing like the elements, but now we're storing the direct values. That's pretty sweet. But how do we handle if the value is empty? We do dot filter. Can we combine dot filter with this? I'm assuming, let's see, dot filter. What was my filter before? It was blank. Refactor it to this is the element of array from titles that the user inputted. Why don't you like that I did array element? That maybe works now. So title is test. Good. And if we remove it to make it blank, it shouldn't be an empty string. It is an empty string. Is it always going to be an empty string regardless of what we do, I wonder? Or did I do something wrong? Yeah, it seems to be empty. So even if I filter, it's still going to be empty, isn't it? I want the value only... Oh. You see, we effectively handled the fact of if there's empty boxes, right? Before, we could do something like this. You add 3 lengths. And you fill this one in, you skip this one, you fill this one in. It's going to only give you those 2. It's not going to give you an empty string. The problem that we have now is that it's going to give you this empty one as well. Is there a way we can avoid that? What exactly is empty now? Title. So you'll see when it tries to get the value of title, we get empty strings for each one. And when I later on need to print the string for link to work, the first index is going to be empty, empty, and then, you know, it's going to go in that order, where we only want to print out values if they are not blank. I guess we can do that in the for loop that we're gonna have to use to print it out, right? This is not something we can do on this level, can we? Don't get why filter is not working. Yeah. I'm calling it at the end of .map. So that should be fine, right? Also, do you think I should name them X instead of like the long name? Because usually they say you shouldn't use long names. But is it the same as when you're doing it in a for loop? You just have it I. Because I'm trying to do a proper naming convention. So map, instead of array element, you think I should just do X. And I can reuse the variable X here, right? Okay, no need for descriptive variable names, fair enough. Any idea what we could do about the whole log thing? It's giving an empty value. Title is... because we're saying dot value. So what are we actually saying? We're getting an array back, and we're saying map that array to get the value. Shouldn't it be filter first? And then map? What does map do? Calls a define callback on each element of an array and returns an array and filter of an array. This won't do it for each item on the array. Map will do it for each item. Each element of an array, this does it just on an entire array. Try to change it filter to filter X. Oh, because we're already getting a value, you're right, so we'll be calling value again. I think that's the issue, Christopher. There you go. That was the issue. It's silly because we're calling dot value, so we're already getting value, which is an empty string, and then we're saying x not equal to empty string dot value, which does not work. I'm surprised we didn't even get an error. There we go. Problem solved. This is amazing how much we're refactoring this, hey? Like, aren't you impressed a little? Also, can we use the same X again? Can we just map X and filter X again? And also, do I need to have a arrow function here? Can I not just do X not equal to? Because we already defined X up there, or is it not in the scope anymore, right? It's not in the scope. There we go. Title and URL are both empty. And now we get yes. And what if it's a 1? It doesn't care what is in it, does it? Yeah, cool. Why is it returned as a string? Why is the 1 a string? Why is it returning URL as a string? Is that just how it works? Oh right, you can't store numbers, that's objects. You would use arrays. Map expects a function as a parameter. Okay. Cool. Well, that's so much neater, right? Look at us, Christopher. Now we have everything. So if I wanted multiple things, I shouldn't get Steve there. Wait, I mean I should get Steve because it's not blank. But I should... Oh, I'm always gonna get the things that I stick in into the right place. I'm just worried we're gonna get a mismatch soon. Because you got Bobby, Steve, RSR, but then the URL... Wait, where's RSR? This is what I'm worried about now, right? You got Bobby and Steve, you got 1 in RSR. 1 matches with Bobby, but RSR does not match with Steve. So if we went if we went and we did a for loop to try and link these, it will be incorrect. Steve, you found the... Oh, brilliant. Do you see the issue here? Bobby is linked with 1, Steve is by itself, RSR is by itself, but now it's going to link Steve title to RSR URL, and that's going to be incorrect. Is there a way that we could somehow resolve that? Would that have to... We can't do it at this level, can we? It would have to be when we build our string, right? Because now that I'm thinking, maybe we should accept empty values here, because how else are we going to link them? How do we logically know that, hey, Bobby is linked to 1? The only reason we know is because they're at the same indexes. Steve is index 1 of title, and RSR is index 1 of title, but they're not the same. This should technically be index 2. The filtering messes it up? Yeah, so you think we should accept empty values? We're gonna have to, right? Or is there another way around this problem? Because all I want is that these two things need to be pairs. This is blank, we forget about it. This is blank, we forget about it. The next index is going to be 2, that has an actual value. You know what we actually can do? What if we have a 2-dimensional array? Right? No, I don't want to make them required because links are not required. Someone may not have a link. What about a 2-dimensional array where we can then use map and filter, but if both values are not blank? Can that work? So then instead of title and array, we're gonna have this dot, I guess, URL. Or link. This dot link. Because that works. You have a title and a URL for a link. This dot link. I'm just going to need some help with the formatting now. How do I make a 2D array? This dot link. There's the first array, right? There's the second array. Title, link. This is what I'm trying to do. Do you see this? I want to see if this is even possible. If it works, I will be so amazed. Oh, we don't have link. Oh, there's link. That's a bit weird. Wait. Oh, you can do that? So this... Can't I just want to have one object called link. And when you call link, you get 2 arrays. Oh, I see, you gotta name the arrays, right? Okay. So this dot link. Remove the inner bracket. Oh, so was it right? So like that. Link is undefined. Oh, because I don't have a comma here, do I? Why the hell was there that there? There are still inner brackets. What inner brackets? That, right? God, there's so many of them. Why is it adding that? Help me! I don't know why it's adding. Christopher, it doesn't seem valid. Do I have to use your example? Okay, let me try this. Oh, you need the bracket. Okay, we need the entire bracket around it. Get class. Cool. Then there's a comma. And then there's a get class. Yeah. Could have sworn I had that, but probably didn't. There you go. Link. Bobby N1. Do you see how cool that is? But now, what do you think it's neater? Should we have link, title, and URL inside it? Or should we just have it like this? Because then we do this dot title, this dot URL. What's the difference? Wait, is that the same? I guess the only difference would be this way would be able to get non-values. Christopher, what's the difference between calling this dot link like this? What's the difference between this? This dot link equal to this dot title, this dot URL versus that. Would that be in the event that I replaced these two? If I took those out, then that would be fine, right? It's the same. Okay, but now how do we get it to be linked to each other? Because right now we're doing x.value. We need a filter, but for both of them. But the problem is these are two separate arrays. So how can we do this? Is that even possible? Map x.value value. Because for these to be exactly the same, I need to add a filter to each of these. But that's going to filter for that array, and that's going to filter for that array, but they must somehow be linked, whereas if that other array, or that other one's value, check this, Christopher. I've got an idea. I'm gonna literally have everything done in the constructor. We can even do the URL. This is gonna be crazy. We can do it in the URL. I've got a crazy idea. So what if we do a... Forget this for now, right? What if we have a constructor? What does our constructor say? Our constructor says link to work, right? Sorry, our... Can we do that though? We need a single... You get what I'm trying to do, right? It's maybe too late for me to think through this. It's fine, I'm gonna see if I can get this. Get class value dot filter not equal to blank. I want to first see if it prints that out. There you go, links to work. Bobby. Okay. Now I think you can do a check inside of the string literal. Can you do x equal to 0? X is not defined. I want to basically set a condition. The logic would be something like It needs to be if this and this. So let me write it on one line so it makes better sense. I want to say if get class value dot map dot map dot filter and the other part dot map dot filter Is this making sense to you by any chance? So if get class values dot map dot filter not equal to blank and get class values input liquor dot map dot filter not equal to blank, then can you do an if in a declaration, by the way? Apparently you can, yeah. So then that should go. What the fuck? If this works, I want it to just log. What the fuck? Unexpected token if. Ah! So you can't do an if? Because that's what I'd need to do. Is there no way around that? I thought we could do this just in one declaration, you know what I mean? So you can't do an if check when you're doing the assignment. That makes sense. Can we call a function inside a constructor? And then I do this if check. I basically just want to make one string that has the title and the URL. While the string keeps growing for as many as they are. This is what the output needs to look like. So links to work, remember, it's like that. Then it's title, URL. Title, URL. Title, URL. Repeat for each pair of title and URLs that we have. Array of objects. Wait, I just had an idea now, right? We already have title and URL. right? How can we have... Let's bold the string literal, right? Here's the string literal. Length to work. New line, right? Then inside of that, how do I run 2 for eaches? So I want to do title, because remember we have title now. Dot. Can I do a title for each? Oh yeah, we remove the filtering. We can remove the filtering, that's fine. We just have value. But then I want to do, you know what I want to do is I want to do a for each, so that for each iteration, would that actually work? No, for each needs to be called on something. But that is being called on... Can you not do that? Is that invalid? What the fuck? We're just gonna log what the fuck. Is that incorrect? Can that even be done? This is what I had before. Dot for each. Need to open brackets. Oh. And you close it at probably the end. Like that. That's probably why it didn't work. What does this belong to? Nothing. My bad. What's this belong to? There. 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 You need to go there. But why isn't that matching on that one? That's a string literal, title for each, open bracket. This should close with that one. No, it doesn't. Oh, I don't have a... Was that the issue? This is still not closing. If this works, I'll be so impressed. It said what the fuck once. Will it say what the fuck twice? It only said what the fuck once. Links to work. And if what? Christopher! Help me with my madness. You see what I'm trying to do, right? Or not really? I want to print for each item in the this.title array. Is this not possible what I'm trying to do right now? Because I'm trying to call a function or whatever. You would make a function under the constructor? Build link array? What do we have inside the function there? Does it take the two parameters, the title and the URL? And then I could do my if, can't I? Or I'd need a for loop, wouldn't I? How can we compare two values using map and filter? So we are going to need a for loop after all, yeah. For I equal to 0. Title array.length. Oh, you want to use this. This.title.length. Oh, we can use this. So I don't need any parameters. This.title.length, I++. Before the loop. What am I missing here? Or do we do this dot link equal to function? Does that work? I think that works. So we could just do this dot link. Does that work or not really? It seems to be a property. Link is now a function, Pepega. Oh, so when I call user.link, it will be a function. Then how do you create a function in the thing? That's what I'm asking you, but you weren't telling me. Oh, just bold link array? So like that. Outside the constructor. Like that. Bold link array. In the link array, do link array dot push title, this dot title, I dot value. I assume you're making a... Is that a string literal you're doing? URL, this dot URL, I dot value. Just type it as I wrote, really? Okay, I did. That seems weird as hell. I'm missing something. It's saying that unexpected token. It added this by itself. Hold on. There you go. Yeah, I see that. And now that we've done that, we need to do something. This dot link equal to this dot build link array. Link is undefined. So I know what the this is in this dot link. That's referring to the object that we're creating a new instance of. But what does the this refer to in this assignment? Have you cleared console? I have now. Format. It says undefined still. Why do we need this here? If I just did bold array, it's not defined, but this, oh, because bold array is part of this. Interesting. Are you sure it's supposed to be like this? Title, this dot title. You're trying to create an object. Is that what that is? Title. Yeah, it is. Nice find. But I changed it again. And saving it, it won't let me. What the hell? It says use constant instead. And then if I... But it shouldn't have to matter. You can still push to a constant, can't you? You just can't change its type, but you can still add to it. Ah. I thought that would work. Do it in the assignment there. How can you do multiple variables again in a for loop? I thought that worked. You just separate them with a comma. But now it's not working. Was that not a thing? Pretty sure that you could do that. Yeah, you just separate them by... Oh. You must only define it once, I think. I think this might work now. Store links is undefined. Can I even get just like a pepega into the array? Then I'll be happy. Link undefined. Damn it. Just want to see if we end up getting into there. Yeah, we got into the we need to return link array. Are we that are we that tired? Oh, we are that tired. How did both of us fail to see that? Maybe not in the for loop, that would be a good idea. There we go. You created an object, but now the title and the URL are both undefined. Why did you create an object? Interesting. This dot title that should have worked. We're already getting a value. I don't know if you set value or I set value, but I think that's the issue. There you go. It's blank now. Bob Ross. Give us Bob Ross. There you go. Title Bob, URL Ross. We did it. So does that mean, wait, I can't go, can I go user dot, no. Well, that worked. So we got Bob, we got Ross. Now how do we add the last part? Wait, now that we know that it's working, now you could remove the map thing from title and URL. Right. Now that we know it's working. Let's just see what we get now, as I'm a curious Benjamin. So we got, yeah, okay. So now that that works, for every single item, we only have one issue now, right? What if title, right? Title length is 2, but URL length is 3. What then? We're not going to be able to get all of them. Does that matter? We only care if they match, so that shouldn't really matter, should it? How should that happen? Easy. Because the user skips putting in a URL here, title there, and puts a URL here. Now length of URL is 2. Oh, that's not values we're filtering on anymore. That's elements. They're both 2. I love how even when you're supposed to be exhausted, your mind is still like sharp. Oh, I love it. Okay, forget the Pepperga there. We are now going to go and do... We start with an if, right? So if this dot title I dot value and this dot URL I dot value. Let's add them in brackets so I can do like I did last time. Not equal to. Stop it. No, stop. You get what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to compare both of them. And then if they're both not blank, we can add it to a single array. We only care... This is what I'm trying to build at the end, before we continue further. This is what I want. Links to work. Okay. The number 1. First link. Title. URL. Do you see what I want here? And if there's more, we continue. 2. Title. URL. But only if title and URL values are not empty at that index. That's the purpose we built this array for. Okay. Well then let me just listen and do what you said we should do. Now we use filter on this dot build array. Wait, so what do we do here? So we don't have an if, we have nothing. You want me to remove that if? This dot bold. You mean up here? This dot bold link array, right? Dot filter x dot title not equal to and x dot URL not equal to dot value. So link is Bob Ross. Good. Add another link. Job as the title. Format. We now have Bob Ross, and that's all. And if I add another link, and this one says Google, store Bob and Ross, cool. But now this should be the second item. This is going to be Mike from Google. There you go, Mike and Google. But now Mike and Google should be index 2 if I add something here. So Mike and Google should become 2. Mike and Google become 2. Perfect. Amazing. That's it. So now, the only thing left to do... Can we still bold... Can we still do this inside of the constructor? Or is that something that we should rather do in our format function? Because this is what we did before, user work reference. We just do a for loop, right? Where we call user dot... How do we access it? User dot link. User dot link dot title, right? I think that works. User current user dot link dot title. Is undefined because of me. We're trying to access the new object that we created, the new instance. Dot link. Oh. It's probably that, isn't it? No, it's not, because now it's going to think that I'm trying to pass a variable and I'm not. I'm trying to get title that's an object of link. Am I doing this right, Christophers? If I want to get title from link, which is an object now? No, I don't want, I just want to get that as a log. I just want to see what's happening. I just want to, how do I access title? That's under link. If I wanted link, I go current user dot link. I think. Current user dot link gives us the array. I want title. Oh, is it an array? Oh, I get it, because it's an object. Right. I get Bob. And what if I want to get everything of length 0? That didn't work. I got an array. Oh, that's so confusing. I get the array. What? So that's the array. So what is 1? 1 is undefined. So it's first an array, then it's an object. So 0 gives me the object. Oh. I get it. So then if I had another... If I had George here... Well, we need something in there. I'll still only get Bob. I should get Bob and Ross. Why am I only getting Bob? Is that why? Link 0.title. Why is it only Bob? I want everything that's in title. Oh wait, hold on. It reset now. Yeah, but I want everything under title. I thought the 0 is... What are we calling? We're calling current user dot link. This is dot link 0. Oh. It's because I'm calling title. And the other one that I want is URL. That's confusing. Okay, it's a different format. My output that I was expecting was Bob and Ross. I wanted the entire object. But for that I'd need .title and .url. Okay, not a problem. So based on this example now, let's just finish this up. How can I build the string? Yeah, exactly. I'm understanding that a bit better now. You would now write a build link string method inside of the user class. When you say method, I'm going to assume that. Although the method could have... Yeah, no, it has to be an object. Build link string method and use map inside it. So we're going to need an index. We need something like link string equal to. I need your title in brackets and URL in that. And we're gonna need link to work like that. Now we need the variables for title and URL, so we're gonna probably need a for loop, aren't we? Is it link, I think? But there's 2 items in it. But you need for every object on it. That's not going to work the way I think it's going to work. Okay, so no for loop apparently. So you want me to do link to string is up there, link to work. Then you want me to do plus equal to link string dot map. I need to really focus on map and get used to working with it. This dot link dot map. This dot link dot map X x.url, yeah. And then let's not forget to return link string we need to add a link, a new line. At the end of each URL. Just a single one actually. Can I just log what link string is going to be? Just see what happens so far. It doesn't link any. Oh. We're not calling build link string at all. Where are we going to call build link string? I guess maybe there. Just for the log to work. This dot link is undefined. What? In your format function. So user current user dot build link string. Let test string equal to current user dot, and then oops, we can log test string, I guess, and we don't need that. That's a function. Oh, because we didn't define it as a... How would we get it if we wanted to be just dot build link string? Because I know there's ways you could do that, like with the get and the set. it's not underneath. Oh. Okay, that works if there's one. What if there's multiple? Chris Collins, why am I doing it this way? I have no idea. Okay, so we have an issue. We need to handle if there's multiple links. It needs to say links to work. That's why I thought we needed a for earlier, a for loop, because then we can use the index as 1, 2, 3, etc. I'm gonna do a for loop unless you tell me otherwise. Because we can do if this.length greater than 1, then we do that. Else for this.length I see you, oh my god. Just give me a moment. That's gonna give us the number, title and URL. Then we get the number. No, stop it. You stop it. What? It's gonna be fine, Christophorus. I'm giving you a chance to post your thing. You don't have to say stop. I will change it afterwards. I'm just in the time that you're gonna tell me what to do, trying to solve something. You have absolutely no clue what you're doing. Yeah, no. Help me. You only want to change the first string. The map works for every version, really? Do I still need my if? My if is for the string, right? Ternary. I like ternary. This.length equal to 1. link to work, else links to work. What did I say before? Links to work. Links to work. Okay, yeah, that will work for that, but the only issue that we have where's it getting a comma from? Where the hell did it get a comma from? Did you see that? That works, but where's that comma coming from? What the f... Do I have a comma in here that I'm not seeing? I don't see a comma in here, do you? That's how it should output, but we're getting a comma. Is it because of how map handle? No, it can't be, because then I would have done it to the first one as well. And if I add another link? Keeps adding commas. Is it because of the new line? I don't think it's that. No, it just adds it by default. That's weird. So maybe map adds a comma? Do you see what it's going to do? Title URL, comma, title URL. So close. And I do not feel like making a function where we have to like remove the comma at the beginning of each one. After map. Join. Interesting. There you go. I don't know what the issue was, but that worked. Great. Now all you're missing is the indexes, but I have a feeling I can do this. Watch. But you're gonna get freaked out by me again if I do this. You're gonna shout at me. I'm just waiting for you to shout at me. Like, no! Stop! What are you doing? Well, I seem to be right in that that will work, except that we also get it when there's only one. But at least I gave us some kind of a solution, right? We get an index from map, so that will work. This is why I thought we need an if. Unless you have a better solution here. We need the indexes for each one. So my solution would be make a for loop. Get the index, or just have a if and repeat this thing twice, which is a bit messy. If there was only a way to inject it in the front, if... yeah. Wait, what? Where do you want me to do that? xi array array.length. Is that what you want me to do? Wait, okay, I'm waiting. Too bad we can't do a ternary in here, or can we? Wait, we can, can't we? Here comes the Pepega. Back to you, Chris. Xi array. Oh, I actually had it. Xi. Did I give you an idea or something? What now? Oh, is that just for the I part? And then you just bold the title and URL as normal. And then add dot join. Where did you end yours after that? Unexpected token. I'm missing maps closure. There you go. Is that it? Nope. I corrected it. XI array. Don't close the literal after I. But you closed the literal after I. Okay, don't close it after I. I closed my map function. But if I don't close the literal... Oh, is it just going to be like one big literal... before join, right? Like that. What a mess. Missing. Can you copy the line to you? Yeah, I think it's going to be easier. I'm going to give you the entire line. Just, sorry, like, I'm sure we are both exhausted right now. So after this, I'm going to call it a night. Expected an hour, stayed for almost 3. That's how we roll, right? There we go. Thanks, Chris. Should do always 3 equals. What was I missing? Let me look at mine compared to yours. What was wrong? This.link.map. That was fine. That was fine. That was fine. Oh, I see. What was the template literal? Yeah, I see where the issue is. Link to work, Bob Ross, perfect. If there's 2, we got, oh. Do you see it? Oh, it was even there in the first one. We're passing a literal... Oh, that's part of yours. Did you mean to do it there instead? No. It's passing literally the parentheses. You don't have a... You closed the I here. This one's missing a partner, Chris. Remove the last bracket. Okay. Oh, there we go. So we get link to work, Bob Ross. Is that extra space hours now? Zero and 1. Perfect. Look at that. I think we're adding an extra line somewhere though. I don't know if that is us. Is it because of that? Hold on. This is probably gonna wrap them now, isn't it? Yeah. I just don't know if it's me in the log that's doing that. I don't think it is us. Look, even without that new line, it's still there. dot join, join by the new line instead. So remove the new line. x.url, close the dot there, dot join by the new line. Move the n into the join. Okay, that doesn't still solve the new blank line, which I don't think is caused by our function. Do you see that there? Somewhere where we're outputting 1 and 2. There's an easy way to do this. I have a button here, Control L. No. Control O? No. Or was it Shift O? I'm gonna figure it out. Shift... Control Alt L? Control Alt O? No. God damn it. What is remove... what is it? Log. Delete all console. Control Shift D. There we go. Delete all the logs. Try again. Oh, but we kind of need the one log, don't we? Can we log this line? How do I log it again? Man. Yeah, it was one of our debug logs that was causing that extra. Current user link to work. Then somewhere we have another log. User data. User date. Oh, user date is obviously gonna be blank. Because we're not... I think it's that's causing the issue. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Problem solved. And now there's an extra space. Link to work. Where's the extra space coming from? Oh, there. So either remove it from there, or remove it from there. Tough one. Might be cleaner like that. There you go. Single space. And if we add another... Spaces don't matter. 0, 1. We need full stops. And increment by 1. So... I dot... I can't believe we have to actually literally... Just for that small bit. Well, we store thing. Just do that. And then I plus 1. Just add the full stop there. That should work. Ah, but the full stop needs to be part of the... Needs to be in here. Literally part of that, because that's the condition. There, nothing there. But if we add another... 1 is not defined, what? Ah. What do you mean I plus 1 is not defined? It's not a function. How's it a function? I'm just trying to add a literal dot in there. Oh. Wait. If I plus 1 plus a dot. Or just do it like that. Thanks, automatic JavaScript correction thing. One, two, brilliant. That works, and that works. Links to work. It should display like this. Does it display like that? Yes, it does. One, Bob, Ross, and whatever that is. And if there's only one of you, it should display as link to work, like that. And it does. Christopher, we did it. Wow. We refactored this into a much longer class that looks prettier, at least. We got all our variables in the first one, which looks really sexy. Then we got a bold link array. Can remove all of that now. Then we got a bold link string. What was the correct syntax? The correct syntax was string literal. So string literal, I plus 1, and then a dot outside of that. Because you started in a string literal. Yeah, string literal and inside a string literal. I wonder what this would look like in like pure JavaScript. Like, it's Babel, right? Why did I have to click on that? Let's go to Babel now, because I'm curious. Just check this now, what it'll be like in old school JavaScript. Oh. Oh no. Is it not gonna show me? Can I not get a control? How do I get the value? Why would they hide that though? That's so silly. Why would they do that? It's not like they're charging money, so why wouldn't they just let you copy this? Oh, there you go. Did I copy it now? No, I didn't. Okay, so I can't copy this for whatever reason. Broken. Select all. Why would they do that? That's so stupid. It must be inside of there surely, right? Inside of one of these divs? Don't tell me they printed a line for... Oh my god, they really did. Why would they do this? Function user class call check. This user. Create class user build link array. Oh, that looks awful. Key Bold link string value function. Oh my god. Well, it works at least. We don't have to worry about that. So that means we can completely replace... Yeah, when I get back tomorrow, we just have to replace that with this. And then for the bold link string, we just rename whatever test string is. To links, probably. Can name it now, even. Links. I don't think we have anything called links. So we don't need num links, we don't need any of that. That's crazy, Christopher's. Wow. Thank you. We've like completely gotten rid of that for if loop. We got rid of the ifs, we got rid of the num links equal to 1. Do you know how much we got rid of literally just for those links? Wow. Tomorrow the guys are gonna be surprised, huh? Birani, Koof, and whoever else. They're just gonna look at this and be like, what? What have you guys done? What has Christopher done? That looks so nice. I love how the class and constructor work together. That's gonna be something really cool to look back on as reference. There's a constructor, that's what creates the object. These are functions, well, methods that help bold this. We call bold link array. And then we don't call bold link string here. Can't we technically call bold link string like inside of this? Because ultimately you would want this dot link to be this. Well, actually no, we're bolding a string, sorry. But yeah, you kind of want it all in there. Because I just realized now I can bold a string with all of these. Because then this dot day becomes literally this. It's a bit of replacing. Yeah, we could probably check it out tomorrow. But day needs to become this. That becomes get ID value input day. Or you need to create a new date object. How do we create a new date? You can't instantiate without assigning it to a variable, can you? Would I have to stick this into my constructor? Date foo is new date. Get ID value input day. I'll paste this to you now. Then day is the input day. Convert month. Date full. If I'm not mistaken, this can now become this. So if we now check, day is day minus 5. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm choosing day instead of date. That's wrong of me. Day is not the issue. This needs to be replaced here. And also date needs to be given a date, so the 26th. Does that work? Day undefined, NaN undefined. Why? Get ID value input day, convert month, date, full. Yeah, let me paste this to you and then you can hit 2 birds with 1 stone. CodePen, away we go! Here you go. Sorry. Sorry, I'm back. Did I fall asleep? You would hear me snoring, wouldn't you? I copied only the constructor, yes. I thought that would be enough for you to make changes. Do you need to see the whole thing? Wait, what do you mean? You copied only the constructor. I gave everything. The class too. Class user. There's only class in there. Or am I missing something? Oh, you mean the functions too. That's what you meant, right? The other things that I use. You're talking about these things, the functions. The convert month, convert day. The class methods? Did I skip that? Oh Jesus, I'm exhausted. You weren't even referring to that, were you? I'm gonna give you the whole thing. There you go. There you go. Should be available on the same link. Just check now. Let me know if it is. Can you see what I was trying to do there, Christopher? Not really. The part where if you look down here, I do user day, sorry, date foo is new date, user date, right? I need to add that into my constructor, so that I can then set this date is day, get ID, input day, and then convert month, which is up here, date full. Oh, maybe that's why it wasn't working. I can't say date full. I need to say this.date full, don't I? That's probably why I was getting a freaking not a number or undefined. This date full is undefined. Yeah. You know what? Don't worry about this. I've realized I don't actually want to build the string from this, because what if I actually want to display raw values? If I replace the actual thing, then we're bound to run into some issues, you know what I mean? So don't even worry about that. I could probably add like a method that bolds the strings, just like we did this. Might as well call it this.length string, or this.length. Bold date string function. Yeah, what are you trying to work on, by the way, with the pen that I sent you? We have bold output string. And I think all I do at the bottom is, yeah, and then I need the date. This is the formatted output that I do, and I want to copy the functionality of that pretty much. So it's something like let output string, or I could just, without a variable, probably just do return. Return date. This is pretty simple for this one. Progress is pretty simple. I'm gonna have to do this.date. Gotta get used to that. And then this.progress. Let's see how that works for now. Oh, and then I need to call it with something, don't I? Bold output string. Const new output equal to current user dot bold output string. And we don't even have to say bold output string, it'll be something else. Writing the bold date string function right now, we can then compare which is better. This.link is undefined. Who's calling this.link? Where am I calling this.link? This.link, should have renamed it. I think that's all. Bold link, bold output string. Why am I not logging this entire thing? Control Shift L, I think it is. Yeah, there it is. Control Shift L. Oh man. Control Shift L, there you go. Format, new output. When am I gonna do it the right way? There you go. So new output, that's the, oh, right. But day needs to be formatted, so I'm gonna have to skip day for now. 25, progress, not much. So we get new output, not much. Right, so we need a format day. If you're making that function to format it, then that will come in handy. So this needs to say day. Oh, because date is a different thing, isn't it? Looks like that. And then a full stop at the end. So day, this dot date, progress is today's progress, and then the progress, and then a full stop. So today's progress, this dot progress, and a full stop. So that gives us day. That needs to be formatted into an actual day. Today's progress, that's good, but it does need to be 2 new lines. Why am I doing... What is it? Oh yeah, I guess it's fine. Not tested. Great, I love it when you don't test things. I will test it for you. Bold link array, bold, oh there's the bold date string. So I'm gonna steal this and put it in there. Why date to local string? Why aren't you using my... You now have a function, right? Why are you doing it that way? That's like so much. You could have literally just called my functions convert day, convert month. You realize that, right? Or did you forget that I have that? You don't need your function, but it's so much quicker. I mean, it's easier to read than that. There's built-in functionality, so you're saying I shouldn't use my functions? Okay. Fair enough. Well, let's see what happens. Untested, and it works. Day 25, April 26th, Friday. It works. Well done, Chris. Look at you go. You're unstoppable. And then goodbye my functions, but I made them with love. This.day, date, to locale string. That's a built-in thing? Why didn't I know about that? The only issue here... Oh, is it going to put it in that format because of NUS, right? If I had to specify something else, like UK, if they had a different locale string. April 26th, Friday. So if I do NUK, are we going to get like April 26th, Friday? Okay, not that. DE. Are you guys Deutsche? How Deutsche are you? Deutsche. April 26th. Freitag. Yes. Okay. I thought I was going to change the format. What if I change that to short? Oh, we get APR. That's cool. At some point I wanted to allow people to change the format that they want the thing to appear in. How would we handle that? Let's say they wanted to say 26 April instead of April 26. You know what I mean? Oh, that's just here. We just switch these around. This goes there. And this goes there. Essentially. And now you get 26 Friday. April. Something like that. You would switch them around. I wonder if we shouldn't build something in now to specify the format. Let user language navigator.language navigator user language. Oh, and then we take it based on... But what if they didn't set it in their browser? You know what I mean? Because the browser doesn't take it from your local setting, does it? Or does it? Really? So how do we incorporate that then? Navigator language or navigator.user language? Where do we import user lang? Well, let's see what my user lang is. NUS. Oh, that's what you mean. But what if they want it in English? A lot of people are like there are a lot of people that will use locales, like even you're German and you're doing your log, you'd probably have it in English and now it's going to suddenly say Freitag. You know what I mean? Where you'd probably want it in English for the English community. So I think that's something that'll have to be optional. It's good to know. That would be strange, yeah. What I really want, is there an easy way where we can have this somehow in a parameter where you specify in what order it needs to put the entire string in? Right now it's April 26 Friday. What if I want Friday, April 26? Wait, it's literally just two things. So I just need to probably have a boolean flip, and then depending on what the boolean is, because maybe you want it to say Friday, April 26th. Who says April 26th? Who says the... I think it's the Americans that do that, right? They say the month and then the day and then the actual. Split the string into a variable. Yeah. Well, actually, no. Yeah. We don't have to worry about that for now. I think at some point in time we can do that. So we got our day, and we got our progress. It's a very long string, isn't it? And that's very cool that you incorporated that. So we got this dot progress. What's after this dot progress? Hours and minutes. Probably just look at what it looks like here. Time spent. Oh, how are we gonna do this one? Because this one annoyed the hell out of me. Is there an easy way to do this? Because this annoyed me. Where is it? If user hours greater than 1, time spent is hours. Else less than 1, time spent is that. Let time spent if, like, it's horrible. I hate it. I'm gonna add it to the paste thing. You can find it on the same pen that I did at the bottom. If you can somehow just see that, because that thing is awful. Oh, or use Moment. Yeah, I heard of Moment. I didn't want to include the library, but yeah, definitely. Then I could just use Moment. It's so easy. If we can clean that up, because that looks awful. But then we just need the thoughts and the URL and we're done. This dot thoughts, literally that's all. Format, thoughts, thoughts are blank, thoughts are. Thoughts, yes, love it. Yeah, maybe tomorrow, need to sleep now, yeah, I agree. Perfect timing. But look, we pretty much got this. We got thoughts, we got progress, we got the day. All that we really need to do, yeah, it's literally just hours and minutes. That should be so easy. And oh, hold on. The big part now. We just call this dot links, I think, right? Literally, I think we just call it like that without anything. It's already pre-built for us. So we literally call new line, this dot links. It's an object. Hold on, why? Oh, you have to actually call it as an function. Wait, what? Wait, no man. It's not a function. This.links gives you this.bold array. Oh, I need to call bold link string. Probably. Link to work. Bob Ross, there it is. Christophrus is awesome. Isn't Christopherus awesome? I think he is. Look at that. And links to work even fully works now. Do I add full stops to my... I don't think I add full stops to my links. Yeah, just gotta remove that, but otherwise that's it. No full stops. There we go. Perfect! Wow. Now it makes me think maybe we should... We can leave link string in there because it's complicated, I guess. Otherwise we could have combined that all into bold output string. But I could see why it would probably end up being long, wouldn't it? Because if we combine that in there... Would you do that, Christopher's? Put the bold link array and the bold link string inside bold output string and just have it a single thing that you call. You end up with the large function again, but it's pretty much large anyway, isn't it? 3 more lines, is it going to affect it? I would basically do something like that. And do something like that. And then we just do this. We just add link string. And then it gives us exactly what we need. You think we shouldn't do that? It works. Okay, yeah, that's true. I wanted to get to a point where I actually separate my functions. So you think it's too much? I just thought because it's one function that's bolding a single string, that's all it's doing is bolding the string from all our values. So to have 2 string functions, like we have the array function, that's fine, that's needed, but then you have a single string function to bold the string. But I guess it makes sense. Cool. Well then, I think I'm gonna end things off for now. Tomorrow we can like get back to this more, but it's definitely way better than it was. And I definitely don't want to get into the point where I have this one massive function that does everything. I'm so glad we're splitting this up, because wow. Copy is still fine and simple. This is exactly what I want to avoid. This. So that I can get to something nice and manageable. This is much better. Even this is a bit too long. So maybe, yeah, we should split that. Consider splitting date into separate bold string function. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like you already did it. Don't I still have yours? Wait, I already have yours. I just need to call your... It returns the string as is. So all I need to do is... I think that's all I need.
Joe Mama is following the family.
Welcome, Joe Mama. I feel like there's a joke there somewhere. We need to call this .bold date string. Did you add a full stop? Yeah, you did add a full stop. So then we should be able to just go format day 25 April 26 Friday. There we go. So it's exactly the same, and then we don't have that whole mess. So I can remove that. We can remove the date as well. What about hoisting now? If this is going to be the bold string, this should be at the end. The other should be above them, shouldn't it? Link array is needed for that. So the first thing that should be here is probably link array. Then date. Then link is going to be at the end. And then output is the final thing that gets returned. Bold output string. So you got bold date string, bold link string. We should change output. It should say something else, because when you're calling it, you're going to call current user dot bold output string. It's current user, so we know that's a user dot format. You can maybe add a to the functions that are only called inside the class itself to mark them private. Oh, so you can't access them, eh? So you mean like that? Do you still have to rename them now? I'm guessing, right? Yeah, that doesn't even you don't even get an error. Is that not a thing? Unexpected dangling. What do you mean dangling? That's new. No underscore dangle. That doesn't work. Okay. Apparently ESLint does not want you to do that. Yeah, Airbnb. Should we just call this function output? You think that's good, or what would you call it? I just think it's a bit too long to say current user dot bold output string. Either the function should say format or output or something short. Current user dot log. Imagine it's almost like console.log, but maybe that'll be a bit confusing. Because you could go .log, couldn't you? Current user dot format. We're taking the user's input, front end. Descriptive method names are cool for public functions. That's a thing, we don't really want it as a public function. We want it more like a property that you call, almost like a getter. That's why I said. Then we can remove... I don't see myself ever using this anywhere else. So this should actually be a getter. Then we can get rid of these parentheses. It should be current user dot something. Because you're not going to use that anywhere else. I'm going to use that on the front end, that's it. I have the entire object here that I can use anything with. So there's literally no reason why you would ever call that function. Because all of the data, that's not usable. That's literally a single use for the output for the user. All of this is usable, but then you would create a new instance of that to get the values, you know what I mean? It's a pity that these are redundant. Just add a get before the method. So get bold length string. Then you'll just go dot bold length string. That should work. This dot bold length string is not a function. Oh. Hold on, I put it in the wrong place. What am I doing? Convert month is not, yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, that seemed to work. You need to remove the everywhere. I only defined it once, I think. Yeah, only ever defined it once in the single console log. The other error now that's complaining is because I commented this out, probably going to remove it tomorrow. Now that you've made me get rid of my beautiful function that I so lovingly worked on. At least it was a smart way to implement something that already exists internally, you know? Way to reinvent the wheel. That's me. I see it as a learning curve though, like figuring out what I can do, even though something exists internally. Cool, yeah, so we got a get bold output string. I just feel it needs to be shorter. Bold output string should be get. What should we call it? Get format? Get log? I think get log will be good. What do you think? Is that gonna clash now? It shouldn't, right? And then you go current user dot log. Then I can go format. There you go. Because I want their log. And that's the best way to get it, right? Current user.log. Get log. It's almost like console.log when you're logging something. Because these things are telling you what we're doing. We're building a link array, we're building a date string, we're building a link string. This just must be the user's log. So current user.log dot something, I don't know. Maybe tomorrow when I wake up I'll think of a better name. Maybe you have a better name. Maybe someone has a better name and we'll figure it out. But that's a job for tomorrow, or later today even. At places where descriptive names are good, you tend to make them as short as possible. And at places where it doesn't matter, you want them to make as descriptive as possible. It's Pepega. At places where descriptive names are good, you tend to make them as short as possible. You know, it's gonna be funny. Everyone's gonna look at chat and they're gonna just see that icon, and they're just gonna be like, "Where's Pepega from?" Like, they don't see Pepega. They see the icon in the chat. I'm the only one that says Pepega. Well, unless I look at Twitch chat, but you know. So you say instead of current user log, I should say get log? Oh no, that's pointless, right? Yeah, you're really going to sleep now. Same here. Can't believe 3 hours turned to almost 4 hours. I really appreciate it. You shouldn't have wondered where I am. See what happens now. Both of us end up working overtime. But I really appreciate your help, Christopher. This is exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to refactor it. I started with the class. I had all of this. We started to hard code it, which was a great idea. You helped me massively when it came to building the link string. I honestly don't think I would have gotten to this point. I really don't think I would have. So thank you so much for that. It probably would have been some horrible for if loop. So thank you for all your help. I really appreciate it. And hopefully maybe I'll see you sometime tomorrow. But if not, I'll see you when I see you. Thank you. And I hope this like puts your knowledge to the test. I know you're not doing the free code camp stuff and you know you feel a little bit lost because you're used to those challenges, but hopefully this are those more advanced versions of the challenge. I don't know. Hopefully it's fun for you as it is for me. But yeah, I will see you when I see you. And to everyone else that came by, appreciate you as always. Thanks for the new follows. Love that the family's growing now. What are we on now? Like just shy over 30 people? 31, yeah, wow. It's exciting stuff. But yeah, until tomorrow/later today stream. Bye for now.